Good evening, everyone. All right. Welcome to the live stream, everyone. Let me see if I can pull out the chat here for a moment. Whoops. Pop out chat. There we go. Okay, guys. Welcome to the live stream, everyone. Let's see who we have. But guys, let me know, is the audio right? Is the everything okay? If the voice is not super sharp, I'm a little under the weather after this Japanese trip. You know, it's very cold over there, and yeah, you'd be surprised. All right, Tracy Bone was first. Well done, mate. I'm sorry, guys. Coughing a bit. Some Two Chicken, it's good to see you. Alec Albert, that's my man. Awasani. Morton, good. Welcome to the live stream, mate. And Suraki, 76% win backtesting the BRC 1 hour strat. It's nice. It's very nice. It's not bad at all. We have a lot to talk about tonight. As you know, I didn't have a chance last week to join you guys. I was in Tokyo, Japan, and yeah, I'm back. So I had a lot of time to think, and there's some things happening on a global level right now that we need to talk about, and yeah. There's two sides of the coin. There's the trading side of this that's really good. Like if you're moving into becoming a trader at this time, and there's a lot of great opportunities in the market that investors have a very hard time to make any long-term decisions about and extract profit from this volatility. And that's where you as a trader can make money. It's nice to see everyone in the chat. Welcome. And then that's the other side of the coin, which is this current monetary policy being thrown around, which is interesting. So I have it on good knowledge that there's currently a war starting on exchanges and cutting off their abilities to move money from crypto out or from the banking system into crypto. And this is specifically targeting US banking, and this is like like government institution. They're not fucking around, and you can already see it with Binance. Binance have disabled USD withdrawals, and this is not new. This is something that has been happening over and over again in crypto. For a lot of people out there, it sounds scary what's about to happen, which is that they're waging a war against crypto, and they have really good ammunition because they fucked up so bad in crypto last year. They got so greedy. So we'll come talk about trading. This is a very important point because I will show you something. Operation Choke Point. So Operation Choke Point started in 2013, which investigated banks in the US, in the United States, and the businesses, did business with firearm dealers, payday lenders, and other companies who were believed to be of high risk for doing money laundering or fraud, right? And this was a very intense operation, and they killed it. And they did really well. They're very good at this. This time, when we came into 2017 in crypto, so this was not originally target crypto. This was target just all kind of operations with money. in 2017, 2018, we started seeing the same kind of warfare on crypto, where specifically in Denmark, like European countries, they would not let you move money from your bank account to a crypto exchange. If you did it, they would close your account and ask you to withdraw all your money to a new bank. So this is already something we're very familiar with, but this time it's a big deal because of how it's happening. It's happening in a way to try to kill crypto off, like severely cripple it to the best of their ability. And this is not something to joke around with, because they're very serious about this. And it's a shame, because they have everything they need to rightfully, pursue this and go after it. So what does it mean? Well, it means that it's going to be very difficult in the future for everyone to move money from their bank account into crypto through a centralized exchange. The best way forward is going to be peer-to-peer exchange, meaning that, I make a deal directly with another person and I transact with him. I transfer the money to him and he gives me the crypto. And I move the money to his bank as a personal transfer and he accepts that. And that is how it's going to be. That is going to be the future of crypto. But even this is something that they can start to control. So imagine that they cut off all the US banking systems, and people will go other ways to move money into crypto. That's what they did last time. That's when local Bitcoins got huge, was when all the European countries started to cut off the banking to crypto. All these like peer-to-peer transactions, that's some very hardcore music. All right, that's cute. Long story short, we have already built the tools that is going to be needed to win this war against the government. And these are the tools that allows people to operate like a sovereign individual, owning their own money, controlling their own money. Because what's going to happen is that they're going to push this to such extreme that they're going to come a point after they've banned all the centralized exchanges from money going into it by wire transfer. There's still people still going to want to move money into crypto, because there's an actual demand for moving money into crypto now, much larger than in the past. So people are going to use directly peer-to-peer transactions, and what they will do then is they're going to start to restrict how many different people you can do business with, and what is like the requirements of doing business with other people, and so on and so on. And this will only help people realize that when you are trying to just send, I don't know, your friend $100 to, for dinner last week or whatever, and you're being asked in your bank, like, why are you moving $100? It's like, shut the fuck up. It's none of your business. I will move money to whoever I want. You shouldn't, I have no reason. There's no reason you should know anything of what I'm really doing with money. It's none of your business, right? So just start to think, when that starts to become like a regular occurrence, that people will be, asked in their bank, like, why are you moving this money, and so on and so on. Like, as they move the limits down and down, people are going to be fed up with this, especially given how the governments have been behaving around the world lately. Not much transparency, a lot of mistakes, and so on. So this is gonna drive people to crypto, not away from it, and it's gonna drive people to crypto through the gateway that we already built in Companion, which will allow people to do peer-to-peer transactions. So meanwhile, you might not see Companion being used so much right now and being so active, the peer-to-peer market, the exchange, and all of that. That's fine, right? And I want to explain to you why that's fine. The reason that it's fine is because it's not really meant to be massively used right now. It is meant to prove that this works, that with a single tap, you can go to Companion, create a wallet, and move money in the country you're into it to another person, and then get it to crypto, and then you can do with it whatever you want. And that we have already done, and it works. Of course, there's a lot of ways it can be improved. There's always ways it can be improved. But the point is that we already built a solution for what's going to be needed in the future. So this war that is being waged on crypto now from the governments around the world, it's not new. But for a lot of people, they're going to panic. They're going to freak out. And all you have to think about is that all the government is doing is that they're really driving the main use case for crypto even further ahead. Like, they're really just like highlighting the points of why you want cryptocurrency, which is that you want to have absolutely control of your own money, and you don't want to be asked why you're sending $50 or $100 to your friend for dinner last night. And that is where we're heading. You can look at China. They have the very extreme system in place already. And I don't believe Western nations is going to accept this as the governments try to push it, because they are trying to push it. They're pushing out this centralized CBDC, what is it? Centralized digital bank currency, whatever they call it. And they will attempt to control how people spend their money in the future. So even though you have money in your account, it's like you can only use it on certain things. So this is all just driving the purpose of crypto ahead. So we don't have to worry. The government will keep fucking it up. They're gonna keep printing money. They're gonna keep being greedy, gonna keep making mistakes like this. And that is why we have the chance to opt out with crypto. So that was the intro. And now it's time to talk about trading. Let me check the comments here. Oh, we got a bunch. Yeah, we need a companion credit card you can slide through. That's actually a lot easier now than it used to be. Like MasterCard and Visa, they are incredibly friendly to deal with. It's surprisingly easy to get a deal to launch your own credit card. It's something like $100,000 you got to pay up in like initial cost to get it running and get your own credit card, which your branding and your name and so on and so on. So it's about $100K for like the initial setup with MasterCard, and then you got to build some backend infrastructure to allow it to work. But it's compared to where it was, let's say 5 years ago or 6 years ago in 2017, it was there was no mention of this. It was not really like a big deal. I mean, it was not really possible. They're getting incredible friendly, and they have even they're participating in many levels of crypto. So MasterCard and Visa, it will be interesting to see where they land, because as the government go to war on the banks, on crypto, not allowing people to move money from their bank to crypto, it will be interesting because people use their card a lot to buy crypto now or move money into crypto and so on. So, and MasterCard and Visa have both like done major investments, and they have their own crypto departments and so on. So it will be really interesting to watch where these guys land, if they're gonna stay on the government side or join that war against crypto, or they will keep offering their crypto projects. And I don't know, considering like how singular MasterCard and Visa runs credit card business around the world, I don't think the government is gonna let them screw around. Meanwhile, they are making a war on crypto. Like, maybe. I hope so. No, we'll see. And Morten says that in Denmark, Nets is blocking credit card transactions. Yeah, that's right. In Denmark, they have been trying for years to stop crypto. For years, and that's why peer-to-peer transaction got so big. Like in Denmark, it was huge. Like people were meeting up with like $5,000 to $10,000 in cash, transacting it for crypto, and it got really big. So I think they allow it in some banks to move money in now, but as soon as they get a reason to like stop their users from moving their customers from moving money into crypto, they will do it, because crypto is still like the enemy of banks. It's what's gonna destroy the banks. Crypto is designed so you can become your own bank. So yeah, it'll be interesting to watch. Okay, let's look at let's look at the market, guys. So what do we have here? I am looking at BTC here right now. Some pretty intense music. All right, let's have a look at SPX. So SPX is gonna open in 15 minutes. I mean the US market. I don't know. I'm not feeling it. I'm not really confident in this existing trend that it's going to continue from here. I could be wrong. You know, anything can happen here. I'm not gonna start shorting SPX while it's an uptrend here. If I wanted to be short, because I had an idea that the market would be pulling back, I would be looking for weaker markets already showing weakness, and I would be shorting that, not these strong markets, right? You can see, like, you can already look at, let's have a look. Okay, well, these two look awfully familiar, you know, it's very familiar. But I think this just comes down to here, to be honest. Same with SPX, I think it comes down to here. But maybe this will hold this 4140 level, but I wouldn't be too optimistic. I see we got a comment from David Evans. What is the progress on face functionality, as in access the exchange that's incorrect numbers on face functionality? David, I'm not sure what you mean by what is the progress on face functionality. I mean, as far as I know, the last time I looked at the exchange, everything looks correct to me. And I had a look this morning. I mean, in terms of correct, I mean, it's behaving like it should. We just all wish that the price was a little bit higher. But I will tell you, you know, if you go look at the on-chain data, like, guys, I've been trading for a very long time, and I've seen several cycles of crypto now. And you have to understand that the way that markets are constructed with the participants is that there's typically there's two groups, right? You have a group of people that's, you know, 100% believe in the project and will hold their stake either to $1 million or until it's zero. And then you have another group of people who are most like a speculative group that's looking to extract money, you know, from short-term moves or make a trade, and then, you know, like make a short-term trade that's going to make them money. And there's nothing wrong with that. Let's just get that out of the way. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just very hard to get it right as the trader, because the way that it works with any financial markets is that you have buyers, you have sellers, and eventually there's someone who buys at a point where they have expectations of what it's going to do, and then that doesn't happen. That doesn't actually play out as they expected, and as a result, their plan now goes out the window, and they're now stuck with some coins or something that they don't know what to do, and they're kind of just sitting and praying, hoping that the price will go up just so they can sell. Well, this kind of group is the group that needs to capitulate in the market in order for an asset to actually start a new bull run, because you don't get uptrend in the price until people have finished selling. That's just how it is. It's not like a market doesn't just start going up because someone is buying. The market start going up when there's more buyers than there's seller, and most of the time it doesn't start moving up at all until the sellers are really done. And what we can see, and what I have saw on chain, is that there's more and more liquidity coming into the market here. Down at this at this area here, you can see we had some, I don't know, about 200k 250k tokens or something exchanged over the last like week or something, and that is the nature of markets. So what I'm trying to tell you is that for a market to bottom, and this is just from my own experience, for a market to bottom, you gotta be patient, you gotta wait, you gotta let it do its thing, and those people that were looking to make quick profits and so on, they get washed out. And as a result, is when they get washed out, whenever a real buyer comes in and start buying the market, those people who were gonna be the ones stopping that move from becoming a potentially big move or moving the market a lot, they would be selling at that point and just drawing the market down. So it is really like a purge in many ways, and this happens on all markets. It happens on all time frames: 1 minute time frame, 5 minute time, 15, 1 hour, daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. It just depends what is people's time frame. Okay, so now I said that. Let's see here. David Evans says 15,000. Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, you have a good point, but I want to address like the larger underlying problem here. I want to explain why it is like that right now. So we have to go back to, we have to understand why we are in this position right now. So if you remember, during the start of Companion, when we launched the tokens in late October, it wasn't much longer after that FTX started imploding. And our entire at this time, Companion was live on CoinMarketCap. It was live on CoinGecko. We had integrated both of CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap API in the Companion app to reliably update pricing instead of extracting it on chain ourselves. So there's a lot of processes that we had set up with the old Serum exchange, which was from SBF, which was FTX essentially. It was, really them who, it's really SBF who built it. So there was so much infrastructure that was already set up and running and working perfectly fine, that almost overnight it just stopped working. And what we realized, was that Serum exchange was compromised, and essentially we had to find a new backend smart contract for the exchange, which is, what you're seeing here. And there was two options. Okay, there was maybe more options, but there was two main options that was available. One was that we fork Serum and we launch our own backend smart contract, which is really what we wanted to do. The second option was that we were not the only one thinking about, forking Serum and making our own version. So there was a group of people who came together and said, okay, why don't we all work together, because we all need this new smart contract that can replace Serum. That was called the Open Book Initiative. So I thought a very long time about if we should deploy our own smart contract, or we should use the Open Book smart contract that was deployed. The main reason we wanted our own smart contract was that so we could redirect all the fees, because before with Serum, 80% of the fees generated on the exchange went to Serum. With the with Open Book, they changed that to 50-50, so it became 50% for the exchange and 50% for the user. So the one who executes the trade would get 50% of the fee. what happened really with that is we decided to go with open book, and the reason that it made sense was because it was a complete team who was going to work on this protocol, meaning that we could focus on doing other things for Companion at the same time, like the peer-to-peer market. It was an entire team was going to work on it. They had good connections with CoinMarketCap. These is like the top people in Solana, right? Like the top people working in Solana, and it just took a long time for them to figure out, like, make a decision, because everyone needed to agree and so on. And you know, we almost deployed our own smart contract to replace it. It was really close because we wanted to be in control ourselves of the smart contract and everything else. But it also meant that if we wanted to do that, we had to apply for Companion exchange on CoinMarketCap, on CoinGecko, and there's a whole process to get listed as an exchange on CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko that, you know, was doable. Like, if we said, like, okay, fine, we're gonna do it, let's do it, we could do it, sure. But the idea that we could let open book do the majority of the work for us and we could focus on something else made sense, right? So that's what we did. Now the problem is that here we're sitting about 2 months later than that we made the choice, and even though they had the best connection and so on, they still have not deployed the APIs required to send live data from the smart contract, the new smart contract, Place Serum, to CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap. So no live data is being sent there, and that's a huge problem. Now the second huge problem with this is that, so what is blocking this? Why is it not moving forward? Because they have been working on it. Well, they need a legal entity in OpenBook's name for CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko. And these guys, I don't know if they're in the process of incorporating or what's going on, or if they're doing anything or not doing anything. But the problem is that it's just kind of out of our hands. So at this point, we're looking at several options to, like, what can we do? Because I think it's a real, like, it's really like a shame, because a core part of what we've been talking about for the past months is our AI and the Companion and what it will be. And right now there's a huge AI rally, but no one can find us because we're not on CoinMarketCap, we're not on CoinGecko. Unfortunate, super fucking unfortunate. It's just not something we can fix like this. This takes, like, you know, if we do it, so here's what we have to do. We have to fork once again the smart contract. We have to fork the smart contract. We have to set up the legal entities. We have that, and then we have to apply, and we have to work with CoinMarketCap, you know, because these guys are very busy as well. So we have to get in there and get them to approve us as an exchange and all this. And it's like, it can be done, but it's work. It's legit, like, it's difficult work. So that is the reason why, you know, we're just stuck right now, because we're hoping and we're waiting for OpenBook to get this API deployed so we can live stream our coin and be tracked on CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko again. It's unfortunate, super unfortunate. This is the trade-off. This is why we wanted to do things ourselves. But let's just say we were working together with some people who kept saying that we should go with OpenBook and we should go with OpenBook, and they really delayed this whole process a lot. And looking back at this, I regret that we didn't deploy ourselves and that we didn't go for this ourselves, because everything else we did was deployed by ourselves. The exchange, the peer-to-peer market, the app, everything was under our control. So that is the result. Okay, Morten asked here, he bought the Companion tokens in November and staked them. Why the sudden large decrease in staking earnings from January 29? So what we did is that, as you can see, the price is not really how people would want. We were a bit too generous with the staking rewards, and as a result, we have reduced them significantly by 90%. And this doesn't mean that this is the final rate, But when you look at the current environment we're in, okay, staking rewards in a bull market is a genius. It's a great play, you know, it works great, but that's not the current environment we're in. We're not in a bull market. We're not even close to it. We're as far away from it as we could be. And you know, that means we gotta change the strategy. We cannot use a bull market strategy for a bear market situation, bear market environment. So we gotta change the situation. That's why we reduced the staking rewards. You know, it makes sense to improve and increase the staking rewards again once we have really nailed down the last part of companion that we need to, which is the onboarding, the companion onboarding tool, which really allows people to download the application, get started with their companion, and use the AI to find out like what do they need to do. Because everything else we have kind of already resolved. We have a way for people to move money directly into crypto without using a third party. It's a peer-to-peer market that works. We have the ability for people to execute trades and exchange money from, you know, one crypto to another. So once they've moved it in, they can change it to any coin. So what we need is this ability for people. You know, right now when people go refer their friends to companion, it's not really that intuitive to get started with it. So we kind of need that last experience part of companion where people download the app and get started with the companion. This needs to be solved. This is what needs to be done in order to you know, really look at the app and say, okay, we have all the basic necessities for people to get started with the application, figure out what are their goals and what do they need to do in that financial situation, and how can they go about changing it, and how can they use our tools to make a change. So that's the last part, and that is what we're working on right now. But we're not in a rush. Okay, I'm not trying to say that in like a negative way, but I want you to understand the environment out there. This environment is designed to kill all the growth in the world. The current monetary policy and the interest rates is designed to kill the growth in the world, and it's not like you can go out and get funding. You cannot. It's very difficult to go out and get funding now or raise money or anything like that. So we have to be very, very smart about how we deploy our resources and so on, because it's just not the same environment that we were in 2 years ago. 2 years ago, you know, compared to now, it's a very different world. So let me see. So David, just to round up on your question about the price in the app and so on, I agree it's a problem. Currently it is on the active list of what we're working on, how we get a better price source for the companion token. It's being priced properly. So we are making a new way in the app so it updates properly with the price. So it will be taken care of. And yeah, thank you for being such a great, loyal member of our community. It's awesome to see. Appreciate it. So you have two questions about April 6 month staking is over. What concern plans are to limit drops? I don't understand the first part of the question about limit drops and so on, but the 12-month point of the team's tokens being released and the team's plan. Okay, well, first of all, I want you to understand, beside the team tokens, I personally have bought a shitload of companion tokens too. Okay, like a lot. And like, I don't know how many I'm sitting on, but this is like beside the team token allocations that's locked up, which also is a very significant portion. So I don't know, maybe I'm sitting on like 1.5 or 2 million companion tokens, something like that. I don't know. But you know, I'm not selling it, and I have no interest in selling it. Like my goal is to make short-term speculative people sell at a low price. That's always the goal in like a market that you are involved in, is that getting everyone else to sell at a low price if that's what they want to do. If they want to sell, okay, well then you want to get them to sell at a bad price. That's how it works in markets. That's what's happening all the time. So let's see here. Did I miss any questions? Alasani says, what can we do to make companion conquer the world? So I think we need to understand that the next coming years are going to look very different from the years in the past. And as a result, we need to think differently than what has been done in the past, because it's just, you cannot really compare the environments anymore. And what I'm thinking about is just building this vehicle, this app that you can access from anywhere in the world, allowing you to create a Swiss bank account on your phone or on your computer or whatever you're using, while you have the ability to move money into that Swiss bank account without going through your traditional bank. So we've pretty much done that, even though maybe the app is a little slow, with the wallet or something like this, but the proof of concept, the tech works, the exchange works, the peer-to-peer market works, right? Okay, so what's next? Well, next is, actually making the app, putting it in, making it into a state where it can go viral, where it actually have the ability to serve people and provide them with value. So this is the companion experience. This is where people will I already mentioned it. They're gonna download the app, they're gonna meet the companion, it's gonna get to know them, just like ChatGPT or these latest tech. And that will allow some sort of basic financial help for people that really don't have any idea how to approve finances. So that's kind of what we got to have in place. And we got the referral program so you can share it with friends. We just need to make sure that the app is ready for that. So what you need is that we need to be a little bit patient so we can finish this part and make the app complete. So we can actually go around sharing it and it can help people. What you can do to help is create ads in the companion peer-to-peer marketplace for your specific city, country, and bank that you have, and then start advertising it. Start advertising it that you're selling crypto and you can buy from it. You can buy it from here in the companion app. If you think about, if everyone went, do you know Craigslist? I hope you guys know Craigslist. Basically, in Denmark we call it den blå avis. Den blå avis. And there's always people looking, for stuff or looking to do something, and you just need to find the people who's looking to exchange cash into crypto in your local area or in your country, and then you need to get in touch with them and tell them that they can do it here. And then slowly we will build this up. Slowly we will add more people who start to use the companion peer-to-peer exchange to move money into crypto. Because that's what we need. We need people to realize how easy it actually is to do this. And yeah, that's not so easy. But it's really just about, it's definitely easier to do as a community like us than as a private company where you just have customers. The idea behind Companion that would be separate from Breakfree Trading was that instead of being a private company where you're serving customers, it's more like one army where we're all working towards the same goal. So that's what we're gonna need people to do, and that's also where we have a lot of Companion tokens to incentivize people to do it. But we gotta be, we gotta be very careful and very smart about how we distribute these Companion tokens, because yeah, okay, sure, we have a lot of them, but we don't want them to end up in the wrong hands or have too much of them floating around. So we want to be smart about it. When will the AI be deployed in Companion? It's a good question. It's a good question. Now, the good news is when we're looking at the current state of the AI technology that's becoming available right now, we are able to make significant leaps of quality of AI that we can actually deliver to an end user in the app. So sometime this year would be nice to see it in Q2 or something. But let's see. I mean, we usually tend to roll out a beta first of a basic concept where it works first before we actually have a final release. You saw that with the exchange, and the peer-to-peer exchange is also in beta now and so on. So let's see. What kind of functionality and capabilities will Navigator 2 have? Can you go over them? Well, okay. So the problem with Navigator right now is that it's a web application framework. This is developed in Angular, and it means that you need to go to your browser to go to the application and use it. The second that I close, if I just close my screen right now, or I close the some intense music. If I close the tab right now, then Navigator just quits, right? It doesn't keep running as a process in the backend. So what does that mean? Well, that means that there's a lot of things that we cannot offer to our people that they really want. A lot of people want us to have the ability to move, for example, their stop loss to break even when they hit CP1, or do something when something is happening in the market, or get an active alert or something. We can't do that with the existing Navigator application because it's a web browser application essentially. Just what is another example? I'm not sure. But with Navigator 2 being deployed on the Companion app, Companion is a Flutter application that runs in your browser as well, but it also runs on your phone. It runs on Mac, Android, Windows, all of these, and it runs like a real app with backend with back processes that works. Meaning that even if when you close the application, it can continue to work and operate because it's an app deployed on a platform, and that's really what we want. We want to have the ability for the app itself to directly interact with users' trades, so we can do a lot of cool things on a moment's notice, and that will just never be possible in the current version of Navigator. What we can do in the current version of Navigator, and that we're already working on, is that we're improving the algorithm. We are we're going to deploy a new strategy mode, and we have several updates around the strategy coming. But there's some core things that we just can't fix with the platform, like alerts, and like I said, these processes running even after you close the application. Navigator doesn't even save your account data. Your account data, your login information, your MetaTrader 5 username and password, is actually saved on your computer and only your computer. So when you connect, you're connecting straight from your computer actually in that specific window. And when you close that, this is terminated. So that is the main. That's one of the main features. Another main feature is that it's super fast. The Companion app, maybe not the wallet itself, but if you go play around with the peer-to-peer marketplace, you'll see it's fast. There's no problem with speed. The only time that the Companion app gets slow is when you gotta interact with the Solana blockchain and you actually gotta do these on-chain points. That's when it gets slow. But overall, the app is super fast. It's a super great framework. All right, guys. Oh, I've been talking here for 45 minutes already. Time moves so fast. Guys, if you want to look at some trades, you have some more questions, keep them coming. Looks like Bitcoin on a little bit of a move over here. Let's have a look. That's quite a candle. That's quite a candle. What do we have over here? Well, I don't know. I don't think this looks too hot. I think SPX just looks like it's bleeding out here. I don't know. Could bounce, could be up, but who knows? My heart tells me no. My heart tells me that these markets has a lot of room for pullback here. And I think people are just getting into bad trades here that they should not be getting into, and I think they're gonna get punished for it. But maybe this is just like the second leg, and we're gonna have another leg. Bitcoin will go 25K, and I don't know where the fuck. Sorry about the language. I don't know where SPX will go, but I guess it has room for upside as well. But my gut feeling is, yeah, it says no. But we'll see. I think it's just like a whiplash environment. I mean, last week or 2 weeks ago, everyone was panicking. You know, now everyone is like euphoric again because prices gone up a little bit. I think it's just gonna keep going like that. Like the sentiment is just gonna go up, down, up, down, up, down. That's very close to what we saw in like 2018. It was that people had been conditioned to buy. I just noticed we lost music. People had been conditioned to by the market that the only thing they had to do was just keep buying the dip, and trying to find out where was the bottom going to be. And then something like a bear market comes along, and people are just not fast enough to understand that they need to be changing their strategy. So what they do is that they keep buying every time it dips. And they just find out that the strategy doesn't work so well because the market keeps going down. And then they get shaken out of their position because they buy something, but this time it doesn't, if something is coming down, and then they buy it, and the market, just keeps going down, and they're like, okay, whatever, I'll just close it. And they close the position, and then the market goes up, and they're like, oh, I knew it was gonna go up, and then they buy it because they think now it's finally gonna go higher. So they buy, and now they're stuck in that long position, and then the market goes down again, and then they sell. And then maybe they even short, and then the market turns around, and it's just like it's sideways. It's extremely painful for all the people participating in trading, and so that's all my money is on. My money is on like retail traders losing capital, and noob investors, and all of these people that have become investors over the past 3 or 4 years since, when COVID came out. They saw like a massive increase in trading from retail, and they still, like, a lot of them is still around. Many have been wrecked, but there's still plenty left, and they still keep coming back to the casino and so on. So I'm just betting on that people are gonna lose. And that usually works. When you look at what humans do in trading. So those are my thoughts, really. You gotta just stay systematic when it comes to trading these sideways environments and so on. You gotta just stay systematic around it. If there's nothing to do, then don't do anything. Just let other people make the mistakes so you can see which mistakes are being made, and then when it's so obvious to you what's gonna happen, that's when you make your move. If you if you try to determine the move before it happens, and you're just becoming like a static part of this trading business where people are just getting ripped. Okay. Looks like Bitcoin wants a little bit up. It's right here at the neutral level. Okay, that's some pretty intense music. Guys, if you have a music request, please let me know. Personally, I love Taylor Swift. And yeah, guys, I would also love to hear from you. Like, you know, we have a certain idea about how things should be, but if you think you have a better idea, or you have some thoughts about how we can improve things, what we can do, or what the app needs, or maybe you don't think we need the companion experience, maybe you think we need something else, we're all ears. I like all ideas that is being brought forward to be like well considered and thought through, because you know, it's difficult to find out what takes the priority, what is the most important to do first, and what do people actually want, and what do we actually need, and what does the environment that we are in need, you know, like. Okay, let's go listen to Eddie Murphy. No more of this. I'm not sure they have it here. No. And I'm not really appreciating this genre. Let's see, what can we find? In deep house, I like ambient. So why don't we go down here, see what we can find. Unfortunately, Sam Sneak, Eddie Murphy, party of all the time. I mean, I can play it, but they're gonna hit us on YouTube with copyright strike. They're gonna say we infringe on their Green Day. Guys, I don't think they have good music here on this epidemic. Nope, no Green Day. Sorry about that. What is gonna happen here with Bitcoin? I think Bitcoin is gonna test 22,500. And then maybe 20K after that, I don't know. Or maybe straight to 20K. Or maybe 25K. But I mean, this was the FTX dump here, but I think the price looks a little bit like that here at the moment. I don't know. This is the weekly time frame. Let's have a look. I mean, it could be something like that. It could be something like that. Another touch up here or something like that. Like we could keep fucking around here for some time. But I think there's a higher chance that we're gonna touch a little bit lower first. I think people are sitting on profits. I think they're gonna take profits. We had a crazy job report last week, and I don't know. Powell didn't seem too happy with that. I think I listened to an interview last night where he said that if the market calls for it, they will increase the rates, no problem. They're happy to keep increasing the rates. They just need to get the labor market softened up a little bit. So whatever. I think there's plenty of great opportunities to come in the next like 12 months, 24 months, 36. I think there's going to be so many great opportunities. You just got to stay patient for them. Oink1313 says, love the weekly market review, but I'm always too late. Is it possible to do it on a fixed time? Yeah, so I was trying to do it on Mondays to get ahead of the market, but it seems like it's a little bit early. So now I'm trying Tuesdays. But yeah, I agree. It would be nice with like a fixed time. But the goal of the weekly market review is not so much that you can, copy the trades that I'm doing. It's more to instill the mindset and help you see how I build like a thesis around what is happening right now and what I would like to see and how I think I can make money from it. And that's really where I want to get people to. I want to help people get to a point where they understand that the best we can ever do in trading is really use like the context of the world, of the market, of what's happening right now, and use that in a way to see if we can find something that is like unusual or something that's like acting out of the ordinary, something that's deviating, which we can use. For example, we have had this strong uptrend market since early January. But then at the same time, we look at some other markets and they're not trading that strong. They have been moving a little bit up, but they're not moving that strong. Okay, well, that's a deviation from the rest of the market. That's where we have something that's significant, that's trading significantly different from the baseline of what it should be. So if that market is doing really bad, it was already doing bad, but if it could not even have any strength during this like uptrending period, that tells you something is wrong. And that's where you want to go have a look at this, because often what you will find is that the reason that this market is not doing particularly well right now is because either most of the time it's just because there's like a seller active, and that's your opportunity. Because if there's some guy who's actively selling and he's selling so much, or the group is selling so much, that this market is vastly underperforming the rest of the other markets, then it's a big boy. Then you're dealing with a big boy. If they have so much inventory that they actually dragging down that market, that tells you that they're sitting on a lot they need to sell. Okay, well, if they're gonna have to sell a lot, you can front run them. You can sell before they're gonna sell, and then you can, when they're looking to sell, you can be the buyer. That's shorting. So this is kind of the general principle of it. It's like we're using algorithms to look at all the markets in the world and get an objective opinion, if you will, how this specific market is doing and how it's behaving. And then we can compare that to the rest of the markets, and we can say, okay, well, why is this one being so strange, or what's going on here? And let's have a closer look. That is the power of the algorithmic tools in Navigator, is your ability to quickly look at all the different markets and get an idea from our algorithms how they're performing and how they're behaving. And and then it's your job to start building a thesis around what's happening, and sorry about that. Build a thesis around what's happening, and then try to think, well, if this is happening right now, then if this happens, then what happened to my market? Or if this happens instead, what happens to my market? And you can start building scenarios, cases around the market before it happens. This is what makes a professional trader. Is your ability to locate those deviating markets and exploit them for profit. Because what you're really doing is that there's someone who's looking to sell, whatever, a huge amount of a specific stock or a specific forex market or something, and you find out before the rest of the market that this guy is an active seller and they have a lot to sell, and by the time that they finish selling, they will have dragged down the market so much. Well, that's where you as a little fish can just come in and really make an advantage on that situation. And that's what you want to do. That's how you make money as a trader. It's one of the ways. Oh, boys, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure tonight. I expect to be back in full strength from next week. We'll see if we can work up a schedule for timing the weekly market reviews a little bit better. But just don't think of them so much of like a specific time. Just think more about it like general opportunities in the market, what we're seeing, what we like to see, how we can build trades around it. If you just try to copy the trades I take in the video, like, you have to remember there's also a point about these trades where you have to manage them or look into if something is deviating, something happens or something changes, then you need to be able to make a choice if you want to stay in that trade or leave that trade, right? So it's better that you try to do these things, like finding these deviating markets, finding the weak markets when the market is going up, and finding the strong markets when the market is going down. It's better that you'll get a lot more out of it if you spend your time working on your own skills to find these markets and build theses around it and execute on them. If you just copy trades from someone else, you're never going to build the confidence that you're going to need in order to become a real professional trader that's going to be able to take real sized bets and position sizes of $500,000, $1 million, $5 million, whatever, right? So yeah, I encourage you all to work on yourself. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the stream tonight. This is me checking out, and I'll see you again next week. So have a great week, guys. And yeah, stay positive. I want you to remember that, no matter what happens with Companion, Breakfree Trading is backing it. And as long as Breakfree Trading exists, and as long as Breakfree Trading is a solid business, which it is, it will continue to back Companion. And it's not going anywhere. It might take a little bit of time, but given the situation and what has happened with crypto over the past months, we should just be happy that we're still here, we're still alive, because that's not the case for most projects out there. So yeah, keep that in mind, guys, and have an absolutely great week. Peace out.